We back. Welcome to the dip, man. We back. We finally back. It's your boy Have, and of course to the side of me, always my guy, my ace,
Twin
Sport.
Towers.
What's up, my guy? We back.
You said we was coming back. We told him June.
I mean,
We got a little surprise too. It ain't just us.
I mean, look, it looked different around this joint. Something changed.
Something changed, and we did say we was gonna find a third. Not a man to speak, not a father to speak, but somebody that's very important to us, very important to the pod and what we doing.
Listen, we know that y'all seen there's changes going on. We know y'all seen the tweets, the subs, and all this stuff that's going on and all
More
that.
subs in a hoagie shack.
We know y'all wondering what it is, but guess what? We've been going so long. We owe y'all a product, so we gonna give y'all the product. All that extra stuff is out the way. But as y'all can see, we changing, we revamping, we switching things around, moving stuff around, and who better than to help us move things around than our mover, our manager, Ty. Welcome, Ty.
Come on in.
Come sit down with us, Ty.
Hey, come on in. So this the reveal. Y'all know Ty from from the events and being our project manager, but she also was gonna double down and host with us and keep the dads in check. Like,
yes,
right.
I'm here.
She not new to the pod at all. Y'all seen her on episodes before. Yeah. We had her up here. She actually our only
two-time guest.
Two-time guest.
Yeah, and then she filled in when we was doing Zoom. She been a part of the project.
So she ain't new. She just knew this a new capacity. And thank you for stepping in. Welcome to the dip.
Y'all are so welcome. Y'all are so welcome. Thanks for having me. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Ty. As they mentioned, I'm the project manager, but I am also the third host of the Dads in Progress podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm excited. I ain't see y'all in a while. I mean, I know we've been talking, we've been meeting, we've been getting stuff ready.
It's been a little while. Like, I think people think that since we going away that it's been like zero dark. No, we meet every week. We had the party, which was a great event. I'm glad that happened. Yeah. We was able to meet so many people. Yeah.
That was a good time.
Yeah, you met a lot of people that really rock with us, that's locked in with us and stuff like that. So that means a lot. But we've been doing a lot of rebranding and trying to figure out the best way to present this to y'all and do it the right way and stuff like that. And it was no better fit than what we did now.
Yeah, we wasn't sitting at home watching old reruns of Martin.
Yeah, exactly.
And not doing nothing. We was planning on how we was coming back for y'all to give y'all the best product possible.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're going to get a better dip, a better version of the dip. As we circle into our next era.
Yeah.
This new chapter.
Yeah. Yes, new chapter.
I know y'all want the parties, the parties and events coming back and stuff like that. Yeah, that's coming too. Have a pool party. Have a pool party. Yeah, we're going to do all that.
We got y'all with that.
But this was first though, right? We had to get back here and get back to the space and talk to men, and especially in June with men's mental health and Father's Day coming out. And they're like, we ain't hear from y'all.
Yeah, so how was your Father's Day? Was it good?
It was cool. Mine was cool. I was chilling. I ain't do much. I went to a cookout. Got a little too wasted. Other than that, I was chilling. I got to talk to the kids. Normally I do, on Father's Day, I know we talked about before, we do a basketball game with me and my brother versus my two sons or whatever. But my brother tore his ACL a year ago. Something like that, but I thought he would be back enough for us to do that.
It'd be tough to get back on the court.
I know. You fucked this shit up too.
Exactly.
But other than that, we ain't do that. But I went to a cookout, had fun. But talk to the kids. I was chilling.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Spurt?
That was me too. Just talk to the kids. Chill with my lady. She bought me a gift and stuff like that. I could have kept the kids, but I was like, nah, go away. It's not a day of service. Go away. Day. Just call me. You don't have to spend no time with me. Yeah, you can send your little macaroni noodle. Send that when I see you.
Noodle.
You can do all that when I see you. I don't need it right now. Yeah, so it was cool though. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, my girl did come and surprise me with a gift, and she had a handwritten note that she wrote that was.
Y'all be feeling the handwritten notes? I don't.
It was nice. It was from her and her daughter. It was nice though. It was decent.
Pulling on the heartstrings. She had the daughter in there.
She had me like,
oh, you shed a thug tear.
You know what's my problem? My problem with the handwritten notes. I don't know what to do with them afterwards. Like they just be laying around the house, and I'm like, yo, I'm ready to throw this in the trash.
Cherish it.
You supposed to say them jokes.
But you gotta get a box or something like.
Put it in a frame, okay?
No, I ain't
put it.
How many like now every Father's Day you gotta put the handwritten note?
Well, I mean, I definitely think you should keep them.
Well, how about this, ladies? Y'all gotta buy a box. When you write a handwritten note, buy a box to keep them in, so we know what to do.
Okay.
That's a good job.
Yeah, that's nice. That's
if you want me to keep them, give me somewhere to put them. Yeah.
What about you? Are you writing handwritten notes? Are you know?
I give you a little something underneath the card, like put the you I just started doing that too. You know how you put the name and then comma and then let the card do its thing. And then I come underneath it with my thing.
Let the card do its thing.
Wouldn't be nothing without you.
If
you don't tell them you ain't nothing without them, it don't count. I ain't nothing without you.
I wrote a note or two in my time, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a note writer.
But I ain't gonna get out no paper though. Let me ask you this though.
What?
Was you fucked up when you wrote the note?
What you mean?
Like was you fucked up? Like was you broke? Because note writing is when you ain't got no.
For sure, nigga.
See, note writing is when you ain't got no money.
Yeah, I couldn't get the homework card. I had to make my own joint. One time, I think for my baby mom, I did her favorite song. I wrote the lyrics. And put it on the table before I went to work or something.
When you ain't
like
got no cash, you gotta get time. So that's like, let me write this letter.
No.
Even my lady now, I wrote something like, when you look in this mirror, something I said about how she looked beautiful with it. I put it on the mirror or something like that. She kept it on the mirror for a while too.
Like, got the moves. You got the moves.
I be trying.
Okay.
I be halfway through these notes like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what you doing, Troy?
But listen, I'm trying to put y'all D when women get stuff like that, because men most times not writing no handwritten letters. It really has them like, or at least for me, I would be like, wow, like he really expressed some feelings, like wrote some stuff down, like put some effort. And I just bought me a card, wrote my name, comma, and then I'm supposed to read the card.
Do y'all expect us to keep up with that though?
He spelled precious wrong. Oh my baby.
No, Tyler, y'all expect us to keep up with, like, if we start that in a relationship, right? Is we supposed to like keep up doing, like, do you expect that?
I think it's about the romance.
Right.
It's not saying every holiday, not holiday, but like every Valentine's Day or birthday you should be writing something. But I just feel like being romantic, but also knowing what your lady like. Like she might not like handwritten notes, but she loves flowers. So randomly giving her some flowers, she walk in the house is already there. Like, oh, like little stuff like that, I feel means a lot. But it go both ways. I feel like women should do that for y'all too.
Absolutely.
If you like a certain team or, whatever the case may be, like just doing little stuff. So I feel like it should be a back and forth.
Right.
Like y'all kind of trying to outdo each other.
I always say when you got time in with a person, if it don't feel cheesy, then you're not like doing enough. Cause like, you know how many times you feel like, oh, I shouldn't be doing it. We passed this. If you don't feel that way about it, then you like, it ain't nothing like you going above and beyond. You should feel that way. Like, you got to push past the like, oh, we doing this again. Like, you got to push past that to keep that flame started.
But why you think that is different now? Like, back in the day, they used to stand out your room with a boom box to the window, playing your favorite love song.
But they ain't.
So what happened? Like, why y'all not as romantic?
Back then, you had to marry somebody to get some coochie. Like, it ain't like that no more. Like,
I'm about to say now you don't have to put a lot of effort.
You don't got to put a lot of effort before.
Unfortunately,
like before, you had to marry her and buy a house before you even could get a kiss. Like, so of course people was doing all that. And then it wasn't things like the internet. Like, you might like back in the day. Like, back in the day, it wasn't that many. People wasn't that accessible. You really dated the people that was in either went to school with you or in your neighborhood. So it might have been one fine girl in that neighborhood. Now everybody going above and beyond.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why people was outside fighting and all.
It ain't that so much.
I guess. But it's nice to hear that y'all got recognized for Father's Day, because as we know, it'd be so different on Father's Day compared to Mother's Day. Mother's Day, don't try to get a reservation at the Red Lobster at the Olive Garden, because
no cheddar biscuits.
No cheddar biscuits for you, okay? because it's booked.
Right.
Father's Day, they like opening the door, like ushering you in, like come eat with us.
You can go anywhere for Father's Day. They got
only thing crowded at Father's Day is Chinese buffet.
I'm about to say at Father's Day, they got the dude spinning the card around.
Exactly.
2 for 1. Like they trying to get people in there for Father's Day. Like,
only thing be like crowded on Father's Day is like the beer distributor. Like that's a damn shame. Like the line outside to get a case of Coors Light. Like that's a damn shame.
That's it.
But I saw a post about that, and they was just talking about like it was like I think it was on Scoop Hall or something, and they was like the market during like Mother's Day, it was like filled with like balloons, birthday cards, and flowers and all that. And then when you took they did it again on like Father's Day, it was like 3 balloons, and the cards was like trash. Father's Day cards is trash. Like we all know that. Like you go to Mother's Day, it'd be like a whole different spill. Like you go to even like the black cards. Like, what are they, like Harmony or something like that? Even those cards. They just say like slave stuff in it. Like it'd be like slave sayings, like you work in the field, you get a meal. Like it's always like slave stuff. Like for women, it'd be like spiritual. It'd be spiritual stuff for like women and all that. When it come to men, it'd be like few lashes on your back, and then you like it's just all slave stuff. Like all the cards for men is like a man with cotton on his back or something like that.
No, that's really
they don't do us right. They don't do us right.
They don't even have the guys on the fucking side of the road with the teddy bears and shit. Like they don't have
like
nothing.
With the single rose.
They ain't even selling water on Father's Day on the road.
Exactly. Even the waterman took a day off.
The waterman took a day off. This shit be crazy for us.
Exactly.
He said, I'm a father too.
We need to find something though, like
a way to change that narrative.
Yeah, like a tradition, like this what you do on Father's Day. Like don't just run out and get cologne. Like this what fathers like on Father's Day. Like is this a day, whether you take your man to the spa or do something out of his norm, or this a day where I'm gonna get all his friends together and they gonna go paintballing. Like it gotta be a traditional thing.
I know what you're saying.
Like I think one part is you feel like fathers don't get the same recognition, but you ask a man what to do for him, and they be like, "Oh,
they don't know."
I don't know. You don't want flowers. Like even what you said, the guy in the gas station out there, like what would he sell out there for men? Like
basketball,
shovels, lawnmower, and stuff like that. Like it's hard to communicate to like what could you do for a man to make him feel like
special.
Special. Like man, buy a section in the club for him and his homies. Like do something.
Absolutely not.
Do something.
Crazy. That would be decent.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. Like, the whole narrative of like I'm just not gonna bother him is not good enough. Like you can't just say I'm just not gonna nag you today. Like
I agree. I also think, it's paying attention to what your man like, or, your husband, father, or your kids. And like just the element of surprise, because most times y'all don't expect for anything to be super big on Father's Day. But again, if even what we said earlier about just gifting, like being romantic, and I agree that going forward, it should be better on Father's Day. But do y'all think it's because of the deadbeat dads that kind of mess it up for everybody, where is more emphasis put on Mother's Day? Sport, what you think?
I think the narrative changed a little bit about, because a couple years back it was, I'm wishing my mom happy Father's Day and all that. I think that kind of went away. They like shame people into stop doing that.
Yeah, I barely see that this year.
Yeah.
But I think this era of men that like where we at, I think there's a lot of good fathers. I think I'm not saying deadbeats and stuff like that don't exist. It's still relevant, but I think it's smaller than it was. Like I think the era we all grew in, 90s, 80s, it was a lot of people. You would live on a block and only one person had a dad. You be like, fuck you, you got a dad. Like, now everybody, not everybody, for the majority point, people got active fathers. You might not see too many active families like mom, dad, and all in the same house, but people have active fathers. Dads are still around and stuff like that. So I think it is changing a little bit, but that does like lead into it. What you think, Al?
I think it's like traditionally, the mom would be, mothers get more love because traditionally the mom would be the one that stayed in the house and raised the kids.
Yeah, that is true.
And raised the family while the dad would be out working. Even though we're providing the food and stuff like that, at home on the surface you see the mom or whatever the case may be that's rearing the child. And so naturally you would look more towards Mother's Day because of that. But
even with splits too, like
even with the splits,
kids majority live with
living with the moms and stuff like that. So for us dads, like we are the providers. We are we not in the house for a reason. We home. We out there making the money, so y'all couldn't eat, so y'all couldn't live comfortably in this with the water on, the heat on, all that stuff. So why not give us that
Absolutely.
that dude we need? Like,
absolutely.
It does get like taken for granted, I think, because you don't see it. Like kids be home and you see mom slaving over the stove and stuff like that. You see mom cleaning up. You see mom washing clothes, whatever the case may be. Dad going, and you don't see that, but you just know the light's still on.
Right,
you don't know how
they,
like visually, you don't know how they still on.
Yeah.
You just know dad leave and dad come home.
Yeah.
And then us as men, we internalize so many things. We don't complain about stuff.
Right.
So it's like, you don't want to go home to your son and be like, my boss kicking my ass. I want to quit. Like, you internalize all that and you stay strong and stuff like that. So, of course, like and then we the ones that like they come for money. So I think it become a habit of just like almost like an ATM. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, it's a joke that even when mom and dad are home in a house and, you know, kids are there, like, let's say the mom is not available, the kid gonna go up to the dad and say, Dad, where's mom?
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't ask me, ask your mom.
Well, no, the dad don't even say that. The kid is more so. I mean, even now, listen, I'll call my mom. Let's say she don't pick up. I'm literally calling my dad, like, Dad, where mom at? And it's just a thing. However, I do feel like mothers who know they have good father of their kids or husbands, like, they should really try and recognize y'all and like acknowledge y'all, because that's really important, so that you all feel like, you know what, I am bringing something to the table. Like, she does see what I'm doing, even if it's not raising the kids. Of course, she wants help. Like, when you get off of work and let's say she's been home all day with the kids, like, I think it's important to, you know, have a nice, healthy balance. Like, okay, you know, I know you've been working. I know you tired, but I need an hour just to get myself together. You know, so just that communication should be open. And I feel like when it's healthy like that, she should also make it a point to recognize the father of her kids or her husband.
Or even teaching you, like, if dad going all day, mom should be like, you know, reassuring
like
to the kids.
Explaining
like
where dad is.
Like, yo, you know, your father is, he ain't here because he at work, or a lot of that. Like, and another thing I wanted to say is just like in co-parenting, I think like, and this is something that's been my reality lately. Like, Mother's Day passed, I bought my kid's mom something for Mother's Day from them, but still a recognition that she's been a good mom, because that's my partner in raising them. Like, we still got to be here in terms of raising them. So thank you for meeting me halfway and doing a great job at that. And how that get like put out as like a gift from them. It might not be what your boyfriend buy you, and it might not be nothing crazy, but it's a gift just to say, like, you know.
And it's from the kids.
Yeah, and it's from the kids,
you.
not from me.
Okay.
But it's from a kid, to letting them know, and also me knowing that you've been a good partner in this year. And I think that is hard, and people don't do that enough. But like, if you got a good co-parent. If your kids, you got a good co-parent relation, your kids got a good father, you should do something for your even if it's, yo, I'm gonna keep him an extra day. Like, not nothing major, like, yo, hun, here go a $25 gift card to Wawa. Like, it don't. I think I got her like a mug and like a card from them and made them sign it. It ain't too much money out my pocket.
Right.
And me and her, we beef all the time, but we still like try to stay on good terms as far as the kids. Like, for that sake.
We used to do that.
Yeah,
we used to do that. Yeah, but I mean, you still got young kids too, so
exactly. Yours, that's what I'm saying. Yours older, so y'all got less. Y'all deal with each other less because.
But we don't even send the text of the Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day, none of that.
Yeah.
See, I don't get that. Like,
you don't get that. You get that.
I get a happy, like,
No.
But when I get the text, I'm like. And then it's like, Happy Father, thank you. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, we don't even do that. Like, we don't do. And we not beefing.
It's just not.
But like you said, as the kids older, so it's like you really can deal directly to them with
the kids. I think that speaks to the nature of the relationship between both co-parents. You know what I mean? If y'all still super cool, it's not any hard feelings or any hurt that's still lingering from whatever happened with y'all. To me, what's the harm in saying, you know, I really appreciate you. Happy Father's Day. Even if from the kids, because I know sometimes when the other parent is in a relationship, that gets a little, you know, it could get a little messy sometimes because the partner may not feel comfortable with you going out your way. So it's all, you know, about communication and the feelings that are still there and the maturity level, I think, of everybody involved.
I think you still, like, you don't have to, like, I don't think me and my kid's mom per se get along, but we have a common goal, and long as we keep that a priority, like, nothing petty done that jeopardize what goes on with the kids.
Yeah.
Like long as that's cool, and we don't never gotta be friends. And I say our preference that is like if we was friends and we was cool, we probably still be together.
True.
Yeah, like if y'all gonna be that cool, y'all might as well just fix it.
That makes a lot of sense.
So of course y'all not gonna be that cool, but y'all just supposed to be cordial enough and then be on the same page as far as the kids. But I want to move on to like I wanted to talk about transitioning. Like how do y'all feel? How y'all feel about like us being in our 30s and 40s and just transitioning in life? Anything happened to you or any struggles or like even not just struggles, just achievements of like transitioning, like filling in a different space?
Yeah.
How you feel about that, Ty? Like the word transition?
Ooh, I mean, I think as you get older, you should be going through transitions. It's not always comfortable.
Right.
It's not always easy. You don't always want to do it.
But you don't always recognize them either.
True.
Yeah.
True. That's true. You can have some things happen where you realize you're in a different space. Yeah. In my case, it was really interesting the way my major transition happened with my career right now, going from a 9-to-5 person to now being an entrepreneur.
Right.
There was a transition that I saw coming, so I would have thought would have made it a little easier to navigate, but no, because when it's a transition, it's a totally new place where you've never been before.
Right.
So you don't know what to expect. And that's just like, that could be unsettling for anybody. Like, wow, I used to be here, now I'm here. And for me, it was a spiritual thing where I felt as if I knew it was time to enter into a new chapter.
Okay.
It made me, I think, a little more confident in it, but it still was still is an emotional roller coaster where some days I'm like, what am I doing? And then other days I just feel so blessed and grateful that like, wow, like I took a step and I'm seeing this change through. It's easy to be in a transition and you want to go back to where you used to be because it's just more comfortable and you know what to expect. But for me, the transition it's a blessing. It's up and down and round. It's not easy, but again, I feel like, and I'm getting to the point where I know, like, if I'm always comfortable, that means I'm not growing. That means I'm not doing anything that's really worth, that's significant enough.
Yeah.
Because if we're comfortable all the time, then we comfortable. I mean, we where we used to be. We're not anywhere new or different. What about you, Hev? What you think with transitioning and...
I can give an example of transition as far as like with this whole podcast thing. Like when they first came to me about the podcast, or whatever, like, hey, we gonna do this podcast and it's gonna be about this. I'm thinking like my personality, the way I am, who I am, like I'm low key, fall back. I'm like, nah, I don't know if it's gonna be good for me. I tell them, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, can I really do this shit? Like, that's not my thing. But when we started and it was we started recording. And it was like, yeah, we just doing audio for now. Like I was like, oh, I could do that. I could just talk some shit with my guys or whatever the case may be and get it off my chest. And it was cool. Then they was like, right after that, oh, we going straight to video. Visual. Y'all said we was going to do this for a little bit. Then we was going to think about the visual. No, we going to do visual next week. And it was like, that transition, I thought it would be like, it was super hard for me because that's not my personality. I like to be out the way, low key. Like, y'all know I'm here, but don't know I'm here type of dude. So for me to get on camera and then we on YouTube and we got thousands of people watching us and it's like the views going up and stuff like that, it was like, it was hard for me at first, but I mean, they made it easy. Everybody made it easy. And then like, again, with the new, this new part of us, like
even this, like we not,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, this not what we usually record.
Exactly. So us changing over when we was like, when it was what happened with the split or whatever the case may be, it was like, damn, this shit, like how the fuck we gonna do it again? But it helped with like the meetings that you set up, of course, the meetings that we kept having and we talking about it. It got me in a place like, yo, it's gonna be cool. Like,
absolutely,
I'm gonna be cool. Like, but like that transition from being the person I am and now this podcast, it was hard for me, but it's got easier and easier. Like, I got on here and now like I know my mom listening, my kids listening, so I want to make them proud.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? When I do it, like,
that's real.
And then like I was trying to get better to make my partners proud because they was doing a lot, and I wanted to feel like I got y'all. Like, so as it go on, as I transition, I get better with it, and it feel good. Like it feel good.
It's so much dedication to go into too. Like just the fact that like have been dependable for so long. And like the reason why we went with Hev when we first like started doing it, it was like he was good, but everybody didn't know him that way. Like you had to know him to know that he's this type of person.
Right.
So like we asking him to amplify a voice that he don't really want to amplify. Like that's just for me. Like that's for me and people that I really been with. So it was like tough, but yeah. I think that's a good example. Mine's was I was out grilling over the weekend, and this is the first time like I took the tarp off the grill in front of my house and cleaned it, and I threw something on the grill and stuff like that. And I started to reflect, and I'm like, damn, I haven't used my grill in like maybe 2.5 years.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, what kept me off my grill that long? And this is like an example of me saying going through transition and not knowing.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there reflecting. I'm like, the last time I really had my grill going, and I love the grill. Like I don't really like to cook in the house, but I like to grill. So the last time I really had my grill going was when, you know, my family was with my kid's mom and we was all in the home together and stuff like that. And my family is different now. The transition.
Right.
I always tell people that too, that like people think because you don't have the constructs of a family of like mom, dad,
like
kids,
a nuclear family, they would call it.
Yeah, or like modern family. Then don't mean you had no family. If it's just you and your kids, you got a family. That's your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So as my family transitioned, like now I got a girl and then she got a son. It just let me know and affirm that I feel like I'm at a better space in my life because I cracked the grill open.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was reserved for like family time, and I didn't feel like I had a family, so that's probably why I never opened it again.
Wow.
So I was able to reflect, and I'm sitting there with my burgers burning and all that. And I'm like, yo, like I just was. It was a moment of just being proud of myself. Like, damn, like I came through a lot. Like, and I think that's what we need. A lot of times, that's what you need to progress in life is to take a peek back at how far you came.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because sometimes in the present you get so caught up in not reaching your future goals. But if you look back a little bit, sometimes you can appreciate how far you actually came.
Absolutely.
It's important to look back.
Yeah, exactly. Your ambition can make you ungrateful sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. And just not in a place of gratitude.
Exactly.
Because that's like the season I'm in now. I'm just really grateful for everything.
Right.
Especially since I did take such a major step from where I was to where I am now. And although things are still in motion, like I just see the growth, like I see the progress. And that's like major for me.
Right.
Like I'm somebody that I always like learning new things, doing new things. Like I don't like being in the same place for a long time.
Right.
Even like in terms of traveling, like I'm always trying to go somewhere because I'm like, I just want to, I don't know, just be free in a way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you are really grateful for the little things, like I was able to wake up this morning. I was able to get here safely. I got a car. I got an apartment. I got a little bit of money in the bank. You know, like we really, even though we have goals to do more and have more, we should really take the time to appreciate where we are. Because I know, or I feel like that's when everything else opens up for you. Like, wow, like I'm appreciative for where I'm at right now, even with all of the uncertainties and the worries and the fears and all of that.
Exactly.
And so now I'm making room for all of the other stuff because I'm being super grateful for where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Right. That's
and
decent.
it's really important.
Absolutely.
I was telling y'all, I listened to Inky Johnson, his podcast, and if you know him or not, like he a motivational speaker, but he was an athlete first, and he lost all feeling like his right arm, I believe it is. But he said he remembered being in that position where he was inside the ER or wherever he was at, and he was he was worried and upset about not having feeling in his arm no more. And as he pivoted, he saw somebody there that didn't have a feeling in none of the extremities from neck down. It was like somebody always got it worse than you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But sometimes we so caught up in what we got going on and the struggle that we have. And I tweeted this out yesterday. I think it was like, you know, be grateful for your struggles and stuff like that because they suited to you.
Yeah.
They made for you to overcome. So like that's a big thing.
And it seemed like when you really unlock that, it's like everything else just open up. Like when you realize, you know what, I'm really not in control. Like I know I be trying to act like I'm in control, but I really am not in control. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes for real.
Exactly.
Like let's talk about it. So why am I worrying about the next 5 minutes? Like let me be grateful where I'm at right now. And then hopefully I'll be in a better place mentally for whatever come in the next 5-10 minutes.
Right.
But like we said, that's growth. Because when you're younger, it's just different. You want everything yesterday, and you looking at everybody else like, oh, they got this, they got that. I don't have it. It's just, it comes with growth and maturity. And surrounding yourself with people who are in that same space.
Absolutely. For
sure.
I always say that, like, I'll be talking to my level of maturity, even when it comes to like my kids and stuff like that. And I always say like, I know Hev got more patience than me because Hev been doing it longer than me. So I don't even try to act like I got as much wisdom as it is to like, because he's been doing it longer than me. Yeah,
that shit come with time, bro.
It come with time, yeah. So a lot of things I'll be ready to black about. He be like, I ain't worried about it. And I'm like, I'm gonna get to that day one day. I'm gonna get there one day.
You know what it is? I'm
trying, but I'm gonna get there.
Right.
I realized that it take a lot. Like to be angry or to be like so combative with people, like it take a lot and it drain you.
It does.
It drain you to be angry and to be mad at somebody. Like I'd rather be at peace and yo, you got it, bro. Like it ain't even if it ain't that deep, it ain't that deep. If it ain't really about my kids or my life or something like that, or my lady or whatever, like I'm cool. Like
that's what I think people all the time. You need to like. What are you really worrying about? Like what? How many things that go on in your life that really concern you?
Exactly.
Like when you talk about your kids and your family and your personal well-being, that's things to worry about.
Absolutely.
And that's things to pray about.
Most important.
Everything else outside of that, it really doesn't. It could be here and gone tomorrow.
That's
like
so true.
Exactly. So like when you really like tailor your life around that, and I always talk about growth, but it's like 2 levels to growth. It's like small growth, like, oh, you learned how to ride a bike per se. And then it's stuff that like really unlock your life and change you. And it changed your whole way of thinking and stuff like that. And it's like that growth is totally different. That growth that you will never be the same again.
That's real. And the key to that is really to like surrender yourself to it. Because at the time you don't recognize it as growth. You recognize it as like how you mentioned with the pod, even from the very beginning. It's like, this is totally outside of my comfort zone. Like, I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not feeling it. You mentioned, you know, the transition with your family life. I mentioned even with business and stuff like that. Like at the time, you don't see it as growth. You see it as something real scary happening, and you have no clue how it's going to pan out. But then as you go through it, and then you know, kind of come out on the other side, you be like, wow, like I'm a different person. Like I went from not wanting to talk on a pod at all to now, you know, we up here chopping it up.
And like I was saying, the reason why we got Hev on the pod is like he's somebody great to talk to. And I just been wanting to ask this question, like, and Hev, you can start because I know I kind of know what you're gonna say. Do you feel like you a person that's easy to talk to? Like, do you feel like you the person that people go to?
I feel like we keep asking Hev questions as soon as he takes a sip.
I know, right when I take the water, like y'all doing that on purpose.
Like, as soon as I say Hev name, hold on.
I did that too. I'm like, oh,
you acting like a politician. That's what politicians do to think. You acting like the mayor. Hold on, one second. Good question, but 1 second.
So everybody at the edge of their seats. Like.
Listen, that also came with time because when at my younger ages, right, people always say like you look mean, like I don't want to approach you, you don't look mean, whatever. But now at this age, for some reason, everybody approaches me with their issues and their problems. I don't have a problem with it. Like I can talk to you and give you like experience, like what I can tell you what I've been. I can only tell you what I've been through, whatever, or what I think is you doing wrong, whatever case. But yeah, for some reason in this age or this era in this space I'm in, everybody's coming up to me telling me like it feel like I'm easy to talk to. And, like they come up to me like at work. All these people got their issues, their problems, their relationship issues. They coming to me for some reason.
Right.
But it's cool. Like I sit and talk to them and I tell them what I've been through. But
exactly.
For some reason, this era of my life,
you notice
I feel like easy, but I wasn't before.
It's crazy. Sorry to cut you off. It's crazy you said that because I feel like in the past couple of days, the same thing has been happening to me. Like,
see?
And people, and it's funny too because my mom will always say that. She was like, I don't know why I could be in the market and people, you know, getting my little bag of chips or something. People just come and tell me their life story, and she was like, it always happens. She's like, yeah, your dad think I'm just in there like just talking to death. He like, oh, where's she at? But no, somebody came to me. So it's just so crazy because ever since you and I talked about that, I've noticed that. I was somewhere the other day and I was talking to one girl, you know, we busting it up. Then it was another girl. Then another girl was like, are you a therapist? Because why is everybody telling you? I said, no, I'm actually a wellness coach. I said, I'm not a therapist, but it got to be something about you that people feel like I could trust him or I could trust her, and I need to get this off my chest.
That's crazy. And my family, like, if you meet my family, they'll tell you I'm the one. If you want to keep a secret, tell her. Like if you want something not to get out, So I guess people feel like if I could tell him, he ain't gonna go around running his mouth and stuff like that.
Right, they trust you.
I feel like you're like a little bit though.
Like, no. I feel like you're like a gentle giant. You ever heard of that? Yeah, like a gentle giant for sure. Like I don't want to get into nothing with him, but if I need to come to him to talk, then I know he's gonna be there. What about you, Spurt? You easy to talk to?
I think I'm easy to talk to because I think you gotta get to know me though. Like I think it's two versions of me. I think anybody who think that I'm easy to talk to and they talk to me about serious stuff, they always like start with like, damn, I ain't know, like I could talk. I thought you was either like mean or too goofy, like too goofy to be that serious. Yeah. But I what I always do too, I think a little humor always keeps somebody light.
Oh yeah.
So when people be like having like real conversations with me, I lighten the mood, like, oh, it ain't that bad. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or I'll tell them, like, you really did fuck up. Like, yeah. But I'll make you laugh about it. And I kind of usher in that. And I find it easy to talk to. And then a lot of times, and I said this before too, me going to therapy, like I've been so transparent with telling people I've been to therapy. So a lot of men try to get therapy through me. Like, tell me what they told you so I don't gotta go. Like,
I ain't gotta sit in that couch.
And it's so, like, it don't work.
They like what
that.
they say, and they be like,
I was doing it for a while too.
They be like, I'm gonna go. They be like, I'm gonna go. But then they be like, answer this question for me. What would she say if you did this? Like, so I get that a lot from men and stuff like that. And for a while though, like I was kind of cutting myself off to like giving people advice and talking to people because I was like, I had so much of my own stuff and I couldn't really be burdened by it.
With somebody
and then you could tell somebody like, I'm going through some shit. I really not the person to talk to. And they're going to be like, oh, all right. But let me get your advice on this. Like, or they be like, you going through some stuff too. Let me tell you what I'm going through.
Right.
So I just had to like kind of block a lot of people off. Like not purposely. I mean, not maliciously,
I know
whatever.
What you're saying.
Just be like, I can't even talk to you because I know regardless if I tell you if I have the mental capacity for this conversation, you still going to have it with me.
Right.
So... But I try to joke. I'm not a good person with being straightforward with people. Like I have like talked to people and I'll be like, I want to say this, but I'm like, nah, I'm not going to say that. I'll just be like, I'll just find a way to just like brush it off. Like, but I don't want to give people too much of the hard truth. Like,
I know what
I ain't
you're
the person
saying,
that discourage you from coming back to talk to me. Like I ain't gonna judge you to the point. Even if I thought you did the stupidest shit in the world,
right?
I'm not gonna say. I'm like, man, we all been dumb before. Like
I'm telling them, no, you was dumb. But that shit was stupid, bro. Like no, like.
We gotta do better. Exactly.
I'm definitely becoming an easier person to talk to. I mean, I never thought I was hard to talk to, but I have realized that like. Even to your point, like not everyone can receive things the same way.
Yeah.
And even if you coming from a very genuine place, like for me, like I was raised in a very direct household. It wasn't disrespectful. Like you didn't feel like your feelings was hurt when you were like chastised or whatever, but it was very direct, very, so that's how I am. It's just like, I'm gonna say what need to be said. Of course, I always try to keep in mind like the delivery and the tone of my voice and just, the words I'm using. But some people who have not been brought up in that type of household may not be able to take that.
Exactly.
And it's like, I'm learning to, I guess, be more mindful of who I'm dealing with. Like I feel like, of course, if
that's
we
the
friends,
key. Like you said,
I should be able to be honest with you because I want you to be honest with me.
Exactly.
Even if my head is in the clouds, and I'm doing something that is like, girl, what are you doing? Like,
if I got enough respect for you, tell me I'm being stupid.
Exactly. Don't be all passive aggressive or like super, oh yeah, girl, that's cool. But then behind my back, you like, yo, what is she doing? Like, it's like, I'm just I want to be somebody that people can come and talk to. And I do feel like, again, even with what I mentioned the other day where I noticed people coming to me with some major stuff, I'm like, that makes me feel like I'm becoming that person.
Right.
Because they feel comfortable enough, even if they don't know me really well, to just tell me some things that are a little, like, they got to be vulnerable to share them. And I think that's important for people to know, like, she gonna give it to me straight. Like, she not gonna tell me what I want to hear. Like, I think that's just necessary nowadays.
Yeah. I just be so, like conscious of what people gonna think when I say, or like making somebody feel bad. I'm like, I know if I could say this, but it's gonna make them feel bad. So I'm gonna try to find a better way of saying it.
But how do you know it's gonna make them feel bad?
Because I know if I was dumb, I would feel bad. Like,
are you going off of how you would?
I'm going off.
You, right?
Well, that's me being like, I feel like I'm kind of intuitive of how people would take something, and based off like how you have a conversation with somebody, and then how when you gave them the gut punch, how they take it.
Okay.
And then now it's like, all right, well, I know I can't just say stuff like that to them because they take it the wrong way or they get upset about it. Or it could be some people just be in denial. Like I told you the truth and you just in denial. So all right, let's find another way to get to this point. I think you gotta kind of know your you gotta know your audience who you talking to.
Exactly.
For sure. You
because somebody
learn.
might always be this gullible for a person, and you're not gonna change that, but you can change some things about a person. Yeah,
but at the
or
same
give them
time,
some good advice.
But at the same time, then you can't come to me with your problems because you keep doing the same thing over and over. It's not getting you nowhere.
That's a part of being somebody that people like to talk to, is knowing when to shut them off.
True.
Like, you're not going to now you just venting to me, but I ain't available for just to pour out the
same.
If
like,
you ain't going to receive what I'm saying.
Right.
If you're not going to take none of my advice or nothing, we can move forward and talk about something else, but we're not just going, I'm just not going to be a dying air.
It's like you chasing your tail. Like, you just keep, and then
I'm not going to watch you do that.
Right, and then you want to call me, complain. It's like, but I said.
But I told you.
That's real. I mean.
Because some people want advice and some people just want to be heard.
Some people
just then if you want to be heard, like open up your phone, put the video on, swoop that camera around, and just talk for yourself. Because if you want some real advice, because I know if I'm sharing what I just went through, like I want you to be real with me, like real talk. And then my thing too is like, let's have some buzzwords where all right, let me brace myself. Like I know somebody will be like, whenever I got to talk to my man, I'll say real talk, and then they know like. It might get a little hectic, but I gotta get real with you. And to me, that's the difference between a friendship and like an association.
That's like my homie, like they talk like, and once they say bro, it's on with them. Like I know they about to, it's on with them. Like they be talking and it's bae and all that. But once they go, yo bro, like, I'm like, all right, they about to go at it. Like, yeah. I'm like, they going at it.
That's
like,
that buzzword. I hear that. All right, let me get it together. Let me tighten up.
So
mine is like when my buzzword is always when I say your whole name. Like if I say your whole name, like not like first and last name, but if I say your whole first name, then that mean I'm really like,
serious.
You know what I mean? I might in conversation I might just be talking to you. Yeah. But if I say Felicia, exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's important. It's really important.
But Ty, you got a strong personality though, like. Everybody just can't, and that's not a bad thing though. People think it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Is it like aggressive though?
No, it's
like,
not
I don't
aggressive.
Think it's aggressive.
It's a product of, like you said, like you grew up in a straightforward household. Everybody didn't grow. I didn't grow up in a straightforward household. We all like whispered around each other.
Oh wow!
And like it had to get to my grandma for my grandma to funnel it out to somebody else.
Wow!
Before they said it to somebody else.
Everybody listened to grandma. It wasn't gonna be no problem.
Yeah, grandma the only one could be real with everybody. It won't be a problem.
Yeah. Well, that's so true. Like we mentioned, it is based on upbringing because even before, like I realized my mom was like that, but her dad, my grandfather, like he was really straight. And at the time, I was a kid, but I knew like, ooh, like that ass said that. Like that was crazy. But
he's a cuss word.
He ain't never cussed. He ain't never cussed. But it was just the way he said something where it was just real. Straight to the point, and then that's my mom's dad. So then with my mom, she's the same way. My dad is more reserved. My dad's very quiet, really laid back. Like he'll mention something when it need to be said, but he's just not. My mom is going to be the one. And so I never took it as being like rude because it was never like nasty. It was just, your mom getting with you. So I do feel like that shaped how I talk to people because I also feel like if I'm just able to put everything on the table, like I don't have to remember what I said to you because maybe that yesterday is going to be different than what I say today. Like, no, like I know I probably just was honest the first time and I was consistent. So I don't have to remember what I'm saying or I don't have to like feel like, oh, I'm talking about you behind your back because, we had that conversation. Of course, again, as I'm getting older, I'm working on that delivery, that tone, the words I'm using because I always want to be respectful and I want my friends to feel like they could come to me and talk.
Right.
And know like, all right, Ty gonna be honest with me, but I also know she's gonna be considerate of my feelings too. So
I say that to like just like it's another rendition of what we've been doing. Like you the ex-head when we started the top of the year, how this would look. I wouldn't tell you that come June we be sitting here and stuff like that.
That's
and then
crazy.
even like if you really think about it, beginning of the year, Ty wasn't even our manager.
Right.
We didn't have no manager. Yeah, like we done been in different studios. We threw the game night, which was a dope event.
Very
that
nice.
was something that I want to keep doing and something that unlocked the door for us. That like I've been podcasting for over like 7 years now, and that's something I never was able to do. So that just let us know that we can unlock a lot of things. And like I just want to preference to the audience to like stay tuned to what we got going on, and it's another version of some great things.
Stuff coming.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Dads in Progress. I'm not a dad, but I'm in progress. So we want to thank
not a
y'all.
dad. Like I don't ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. You ain't got to check
dad.
underneath the. How they say check underneath the
Yeah.
hood?
Yes. We want to thank y'all for your support. I'm Ty. To my right, I got Sport. Then we got Hev over here.
Of course.
The gentle giant.
It's me.
And we want to thank y'all again for just tuning in. We hope that y'all
give us some feedback on the episode too. Let us
right. Yeah, we hope y'all enjoying it. We always open to different topics, and we like a mix. You know, we like some of the heavy stuff, but we like the light stuff too.